Why is this considered some of the best leather in the whole world? I don't normally nerd out on leather on social media, but I'll give you just a brief rundown of why this is so special. Generally speaking, there are three types of leather, three qualities of leather, and this is a bit of an oversimplification, but in general, there's genuine leather, top grain leather, and full grain leather. Genuine leather is kind of garbage. It's the particle board of the leather world. It's oftentimes just a bunch of leather pulp glued together with plastic to resemble a solid piece of leather when really it's not. And this is why genuine leather sofas over time will crack and kind of disintegrate. Top grain leather is a higher quality in that it's actually a solid piece of leather, but the top of it is always painted or covered with wax or something like that to give it a unified look. But again, that kind of cracks over time, and while it is a fairly high quality leather, it's certainly not the best. The best is full grain leather. What's cool about full grain leather is it's very authentic and there's nothing coating the top of it. They can dye it different colors, which is cool, but essentially what you see is what you get. If this cow had a brand or a scar, that shows through, which is kind of cool. Now, in addition to leather quality, there's also two ways to tan a hide. And again, I'm kind of oversimplifying the process here just for the sake of conversation, but you can do what's called a chrome tan, where they use chromium, and it's kind of a quick and dirty way to tan a hide. You can tan a hide in 24 hours with the chrome tan method. It uses some pretty harsh chemicals, and it's not terribly environmentally friendly. There's another method called vegetable tanning. Vegetable tanning takes about a month to tan a hide. It is the most environmentally friendly. It's also the most traditional way. They've been vegetable tanning hides with tree bark tannins, some say all the way back to ancient Egypt. What's so cool about vegetable tanned hides is that a veg tan hide will age and break in and patina over time, much more so than chrome tan. So when I first got started in leathercraft and had no idea what kind of leather to buy, I purchased a 2-foot panel from Amazon, and it was really hard to work with. It didn't look good, it didn't feel good, didn't smell good, and I had to do a lot of homework to figure out what kind of leather I wanted to use. And over time, after trying a bunch of different hides from a bunch of different places, I found the ones that I like the most. Currently in the workshop, I have 3 different leathers. One that I use primarily, and 2 that are more kind of fun and secondary. The primary leather I use is this Italian Pueblo. This is a full grain vegetable tan leather from Battalassi Carlo in Tuscany, Italy. I like it because it looks really cool. It has a very interesting texture, almost kind of like suede. It comes in a bunch of cool colors, and it's just a very cool leather. I mean, that's about all it is. I also occasionally will use this Gaucho oil leather, which is very shiny. Also an Italian full grain vegetable tan leather. It's incredibly sleek and shiny, and the hand feel on this is incredible. I have it in this color, and I have a little bit of this darker color left over from some early projects. The last leather I have is one that I haven't actually finished a project yet. I'm dying to get caught up so I can actually make something, but this is Wickett and Craig. This is a vegetable tanned, full grain American domestic leather. And people love this leather. And I gotta say, this is the first piece that I've ever bought. I really, really like it. And I have some pieces cut out to make a wallet. I just haven't had time to get to it yet. So very eager for that. So there you go. There's a basic rundown of leather stuff. Hope that was informative.